All right, I believe we are back on air. Now, this is a conversation you do not want to miss. Children in broadcast. They're celebrating their day today here in the country. No, not in the country, but across the globe. And just in studio tonight, I have children from Mtoto News who let them introduce themselves. But you've seen the three of them on set with me earlier, doing stories with me, and I'm going to start just next to me here is their teacher. Probably just give us a little bit of an introduction of who you are and Mtoto News.
Yes, my name is Colin Sorono. I'm a journalist professionally, and I'm also a child rights expert. I advocate for media for children, how media can be used to better the lives of children. And that is what Mtoto News stands for. The main thing that we do is to train children and to be able to give them the opportunity, the platform to showcase their own stories and to tell what they want. And also now Mtoto News, that's what we do generally. We are an online and integrated company that focuses on children. That is giving children an opportunity to be visible, not just by like the adults speaking about children, but giving children the opportunity to speak about themselves and tell their own stories. And that's why we are here today with these children, because we've been able to train them on on like what they love, that is journalism, and now they are here to tell their own story.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. A little bit of an introduction about you and just what Mtoto News is doing. And now I have these people here on set, my co-anchors. And I want, now probably somebody that is just joining us right now for this discussion, they didn't get your name because they were not watching the news, that the piece that you did. So, so I want you to give a little bit of an intro. You as, let's start from you.
Okay, so my name is Omar Hamed. I am a student still at Jamhuri High School. I am also a young journalist, a young trained journalist from Mtoto News International. There we get to do things like news presenting. We get to do things like fetching our own news. We've been trained on how to use the different kinds of cameras and their different kinds of modes. We've been trained on getting to know what fake news is and what a good news is, or like the original news is. Child Advocacy, which is part of, which is also part of us. And we get to do trainings at Mtoto News, and I would really urge the viewer, the child who's at home and wants to become like us. Of course, I'm an inspiration, obviously. I would like you to join Mtoto News.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Now, when you speak like that, we feel like this, the future of this industry is actually in safe hands. Let me come to you, my the other co-anchor. Shall we?
Yes, I am Brian King, current candidate and student of Jamhuri High School, a very, very passionate child advocate, and also someone who believes in making Africa a better place for children through use of media. I mean, personally, I go with the catchphrase, fighting for my rights without me is not fighting for my rights.
Fighting for your rights without you is not fighting for your rights.
Yes.
So I cannot claim to I'm fighting for your rights if I do not involve you in that conversation.
Not at all.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sam?
Yeah, my name is I'm still a student at Mbagathi Girls High School. Yeah, a young journalist at Mtoto News. Yes.
Awesome. So, a young journalist at Mtoto News, what kind of stories do you like to fetch?
Basically, I like real stories, real situations. For example, children who are raised with single mothers, the challenges they incur. Yeah.
All right. Now, we are going to get deeper into this conversation and just what your role is and what you feel should be done better when it comes to just having children in the broadcast space. But let me come to you on the importance of this day. Why is it so important at this day and age to have children in the broadcast space?
Yeah, I think a lot has changed currently, and before we used to, many people used to say that they speak for children, but now we are trying, as Mtoto News, we are coming up, we are trying to give children an opportunity to speak about themselves. And you look at our media today, across media, and I believe, Look Up TV is unique because, just the fact that you've given us this opportunity, it means that, you have a heart for children, you have a heart to tell children's stories and human interest stories, real stories that have an impact in the lives of people, in the lives of children, and, that are keeping people accountable. And this space, has been overtaken by so many things. Where you see in every day, you see news about deaths. You see news about politics here and there, politics every day. But now. This day is important because it's actually recognizing the importance of giving children the opportunity to speak for themselves and also showcase children-related stories. Most of the time we do, you'll only hear stories about, children have been killed, children are undergoing hunger, children are going through this. But, can we speak about the positive things that are happening in our society that is involving children?
Right.
And you see in our TV stations, every Saturday is where children have been allocated time. Not just time to speak about themselves, but children have been given time to watch cartoons and to see the entertainment about children. But we are not giving children the opportunity to speak and to share their own stories.
All right. Omar, because I think an important point has been raised here. On most of the time, we just consider you during the weekend. I think here on Look Up TV, we are unique. We consider.
Yes.
We give kids a very, a platform to express themselves and all that. But what would you like to see different when it comes to TV? Now, you don't want Saturday alone to just watch cartoon because you feel like probably cartoon does not settle well with you. What would you like to see on TV as a child?
Well, first of all, when I finish school and pursue my career very well, I would love to start a media channel that's all about kids. Like you see the way you're reporting news and anchoring the news, I want it to be like a child doing it. And the way you're fetching news, I want it to be like a child doing it. When we are getting matters on how politics is going, how entertainment for it, because sometimes you guys bring us entertainment run by adults. I mean,
it makes sense to you.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. You're trying to give me entertainment and you don't know what I like or something like that.
So we should consider you when we're making that decision to want to entertain you.
Making decisions like for me, for example, like entertainment for kids, involve me there. Making the bill for kids, involve me there. If making things like, the kind of timetable or procedure you're going to follow maybe in school, involve me there. Like we need to be hard, making children visible.
It might be argued that at times probably we don't feel like you are at that particular age where you can make a decision when it comes to these kind of things. What do you say to that then?
Well, I understand that we may not we are not like adults who can be able to make good decisions like that, but I am the one undergoing these problems. Like for example, maybe you can come and say there's floods in this place, you go and then say the kids are not eating, but you've not come to ask me clearly, child, what have you not done? Have you eaten? We can basically say what we feel and what we want to be changed or to be made so that our environment can be better.
All right.
Yep.
Brian, my namesake, thank you so much. This seat belongs to the both of us. But listen, talking about what Omar here is saying, is that the space that when we make decisions about you, in most cases we do not involve you. How do we then, how would you like to come on board when decisions are being made about you?
Brian, well, when it comes to kids and involvement, let me just go back to a point you mentioned before. You said it might not be the right age to consult a child, right? Okay. I mean, come on, Brian. Does it mean that when you turn 18, a flip is switched? You are the same person. It's just that, as in, now they're able to give you that. What I'm saying is basically start giving us that moment from earlier. As in, consult me earlier. You want to involve me? Talk to me. You don't have to take everything I say. Of course, I'll say a lot of things, but I will also mention some things
and that are very important and positive to you, that do work for you, right?
Yeah, of course. As in, and then when you've been to high school, I mean, there's always something there. There are kids in politics, there are kids in sports. As in, kids have a lot to offer. I mean, you were a kid, you had something to offer then. It didn't mean when you became an adult, that's when you found something to do. There's always something for kids and with kids. The thing is that media just needs to advocate for them. It just needs to turn to them and give them the opportunity and the spotlight to shine, you see. Because when it comes to news and media in general, especially Kenyan media, it's always sad. I mean, in a way it becomes depressing to watch the news. But when you involve things, involving kids, entertainment that is, there's always joy and delightness and just nice things. So kids come with nice things. Involve us. Involve us.
All right. Sheila, what is it about the media space right now when you look at it, you say, if this was changed, if I was there, I'll do it differently. I want my story to be told in this particular way and not the way it is being told because they are not involving me. What is it that you look at on TVs most of the time and you just feel like, this is the reason as to why I want to become a journalist, because I want to change the narrative?
Okay, basically, there was an interview I was watching, and they were talking about children and the Bill of Rights, and there were old men and mature women talking about it.
Old men and mature women, and just like I said, it could be argued that these are your parents, these are your grandparents, these are people in that space that probably understand this particular issue and want to decide for you. Is it a bad thing to decide for you?
It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
But take it for instance, during your time when you are learning, is it the same with ours?
No, things change.
Things change, basically. Right? Things change. So we want to change with things. For example, if they could ask us, which leader do you want? Like, for example, there are those leaders who say, we will do this, we will do this. Like, as much as I've seen elections happening, I've not seen a leader saying, I'm going to do this for children, whereby it will be led by children, controlled by children. Only I, the leader, will be funding it. I've never seen that.
Also, you like a space where a leader comes to fund a project, but that project is, if it is for kids, then they are left to do that.
Just for kids, yeah. So if you're given that opportunity, for example, you might be thinking a certain leader is better for that position, but that leader's manifestation does not suit us, does not even help us in any way. So I'll tell you, Brian, you want to vote for this leader, but this leader is not doing this. Why don't you look for a leader who does this for us and does this to you? And you, okay, fine. Okay, you'll think about it and maybe you can change your mind and choose a better leader. Okay. Yeah, for a better tomorrow.
So wow, awesome. I'm having a conversation with people who are under 18 and they're making great sense when it comes to just being involved in this space. And let me ask you now this something, because now we are in the media space also, and you want to come into the media space. Just before I come to you, let me just finish with them. When we are talking about kids being involved in the media space, you all want to be journalists. What is it that you feel should be a different thing? And let me start from you, because earlier on behind the scenes you raised an important point. What would you want to do different when it comes to this?
What I want to do different when it comes to media, when I get that opportunity. What kind of
journalist do you want to be? That's the question. Yeah.
I said I want to interview people and make sure what you promise, you keep it. Don't promise things that you know you can't. Even the Bible literally says it. Don't promise me heaven and earth and you know you can't even bring me a spoon. Right. Let's just call a spade, not a big spoon. So I like to really introduce real things and to venture into real problems facing us. Right. Yeah, like so many girls are going through so many problems. So let's venture into it. Let's not just speak of organization helping girls, and yet there are girls who are suffering out there. Okay. So let's do the right thing. Like, let's be real. All
right. So you're talking about reality, not sugarcoating anything. Brian, what kind of journalist would you want to be?
I would like to be an anchor as well as an investigative journalist. And
you feel we don't have enough in that space?
I feel we have enough, but I feel we can have more who are even better.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. Okay.
You see, as in, it's about learning and evolving, right? Creating better from the past. As for me, what I would change is I would turn the eye of Kenya from politics and war and death into something more positive about Kenya. You see, we have a lot of great things about Kenya.
So political discussions should something that we should be putting behind our backs.
You see, Brian, political discussions can be very fruitful when you're talking about the mandates you have, not the propaganda you have, because there's a lot of that in Kenya. We tend to talk about, as Sheila said, what we're going to do for Kenya. Why not talk about what have we done for Kenya and what can we improve about Kenya? You see, I think that is what political discussions should be about, not exactly insulting each other and hurling this and this.
So you guys do watch these things and they do offend you most of the time?
Probably most of the times, in fact.
Okay. Omar.
Yes.
What kind of leader do you, not leader, you're not leader.
I can be a leader. I mean,
no, unless you want to be a journalist, then be corrupt into getting into politics.
No. I don't do such. Okay. Like in future, in future I want to be an anchor. I also want to be I want to be like fetching news also. But
so an anchor come reporter.
Yeah. Okay. Come reporter. But I also want to venture a little bit more on technology.
Okay.
Because I do acknowledge that there are schools that don't even have computers. They don't even have access to internet. internet. I discovered Mtoto News through the internet.
All right.
So if you look at this perspective, like there's this child who wants to become a journalist, and maybe the child has a lot of talent that's being wasted currently. The child wants to get somewhere before finishing school. So like if they had the capacity of technology.
All right, so I think I'm just going to come to you as we still fix something with your mic. Let me come to you. On this particular day, we are celebrating kids, and they are raising important concerns when it comes to just the space and being involved in them. And what you, Mtoto News, what is it that made you see a gap and decided now this is the gap that we want to fill, and just going and getting children to be part of that? How does the process work?
Yeah, first of all, you know, at Mtoto News, you know, our DNA is children. And more so child participation, involving children in issues affecting them. That is our core, like, you know, that is what brought us here. And we involving children in what is affecting them because we saw a gap, that there is a gap. Media mostly focuses on, you know, interviewing or talking to adults about children issues. But now we thought, you know, we need to give children an opportunity to speak about their own issues. And you've heard from them. I've not told them anything, by the way. We don't tell them what to say. Yeah. They say what they want to say. You know, we train them to say what they want to say, not what we told them to say. So we don't. Yes. So and you know, it's also important that, you know, we are giving this space to children. And for me, I stand for giving media, giving children a space in the media industry, in the media, so that they can articulate their issues, so they can speak what they want to speak, you know. That way we get to understand, you know, that is how we train better leaders, that is how we train better people tomorrow. Instead of just maybe when you go out there, you just want to interview adults about experts, about children issues. We also have experts here. They are children experts. They can speak their own issues from experience, kutoka nyumbani. So that is very important. The other thing that I would like maybe to say is, you know, most of the time, media focuses on, you know, reporting about maybe, as like Brian has said, about death, about hunger, about that. Why can't we give media space to speak about child rights? And, you know, child advocacy and all that. That is important because, you know, children's rights is a very, very big issue. There is a bill in Parliament currently that is ongoing. And I'm sure it's going for the second reading. And I'm sure that bill, very few people know about it because, you know, the focus has been very little on children and child rights.
All right. Now let me come to this, because the theme of this this year is End Violence Against Children Through Safe Media. When you talk about this theme, ending violence against children through safe media, how exactly do we do that? And what are some of the avenues that when we look at, we see like we are promoting violence, or rather the kind of content that we put out there is not good for these young ones? Maybe
this will not be my question. That would be maybe them to tell you, like, you know, this kind of content, we don't like it because it promotes violence. I'm sure Omar will be in a better position to say that. What kind of content is violent to you?
Well, first of all, for example, things like, you see the way they advertise things like alcohol. I can't consume alcohol, obviously. And then the problem about it is that the advertisement, like, let's say an advert runs for about, let's say, 30 seconds. 29 seconds of it is about how awesome it is, how amazing it is, how great it is. A child who doesn't have brains will start taking the drink, and then the last second, excessive consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health, it's really not first, and then I mean, I didn't even hear what they're saying.
The disclaimer itself is actually added so that people don't get to hear that.
Exactly, so that people don't get to hear that, or such things. You know, I appreciate what tobacco company is doing, because they literally right there, this thing causes cancer. Whoever is taking it does not have brains or something. That's something that's making sense.
Okay, that's very strong.
Okay, when it comes to using media to end violence through safe medium, it comes, we go to the issue of insinuation. You see, when media promotes content like tribalism, nepotism, and all kinds of discrimination against each other, as in, we are the main consumers. By the way, I don't know if you guys understand this, but when it comes to media, the children are the main consumers. So as soon as I see this guy saying that my tribe is bad, this thing is bad, I'm going to be mad at my friend because he's from that tribe. You see, insinuation and propaganda. That is why I'm saying the kind of the kind of media we consume should be very safe for us. Not just for us, but for everyone else. You don't want to promote violence. In this election period, we don't want to see our leaders insinuating or instigating us to fight each other. I want them to say, come together and let's be together. I'm better than you because of this, not because I'm from this tribe or from this tribe. Okay? As in, we should be very careful the kind of media. It should promote harmony, not violence.
Right.
That is
going
what
to come
I mean.
to that point because it's very important. What is it you look at on TV and you feel like, this is violence we are promoting, because the theme of this year is end violence against children through safe media. How do we provide safe media for you so that we don't show you things that are violent?
Okay, it's not basically the way Omar and Brian are saying. Probably that is bad. But you can be doing something and you don't know, like, that is not something good. For example, I was just watching a program and it was what women want for election. That really hurts me, because what women want, what men always want, because 90% of Kenyan leaders are men. And then women wants to be involved in government, but don't you think we lack a chance? Like, you're kind of violating us. You're denying us something because you're not seeing on what we want as children. So we can be doing things, we think that you're doing them in the right way. Right now, many women are really advocating for themselves to be leaders, to be wherever.
In the political space.
Yes, they're really doing that. But I don't see a leader who speaks up and say, I want this child to say this and this is what. It's not basically bringing harmful things like alcohol, inciting,
Okay, now because I'm running out of time, I'd just like us to touch on some quick issues, because you say political campaigns, maybe they bring about division and all that. Do you believe that the media currently, as we are here, we do enough when it comes to advocating for your rights?
Currently, I would not say yes, because, and I'm not even being biased, but I mean, look at the media. The kind of children content, if it's not cartoons and animations, what kind of children content are we advocating? I have not seen any programs that are teaching kids about their rights. I have not seen any programs that are teaching kids how to safeguard their rights, how to be safe online. No, when it comes to children content, in fact, when you talk to most people, they'll tell you that when it comes to children's content, it's simply cartoons and animations and movies. No, we want to be educated, and we want to be educated through media. And we're actually getting educated. That's the problem. We are getting educated in the wrong ways and being entertained in the right ways. So maybe we should educate us in the right ways as well, okay? Yeah, I think that is the best way to do this.
Exactly. Let me come to you. Now, we are getting into an election period, and we saw politics left, right, and center. And you want to be involved. Do you feel you should be given a chance to decide who becomes president, who becomes your leader, who becomes your member of parliament, who becomes the person that champions for your rights?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, I should be involved in knowing who is going to lead me and lead my parents, and what manifestation do they have for me as rights. I'm actually very proud of somehow for our country, because today was the children's election. There's a children's parliament. Actually, people don't even know it's actually there, with 10 representatives. The president, who's chosen to represent like almost all the 47 counties of our country, is not even known for the kids, and he should be like right side with the president, saying, I want to open this facility for children. What do you think? And then the child said, let me talk to my 10 representatives and my maybe 30 or 47 small representatives from each county, and then we see what we can get for this.
It's going to work for us or not. Exactly. Wow, awesome. This is a very enlightening discussion, and because I'm out of time, I just want to give each one a second. Let me start with you. Moving forward, what will be the best way to do things in terms of just ensuring that we have a safe media for kids, and promoting them and encouraging their talents when it comes to that? And also, when you look at them, this eloquence, and you are somebody that walks with them, holds their hands, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I feel very proud, because coming from a media profession, and also working with these young people, I feel very happy. I get challenged. Yes, getting to interact with them is very, very amazing, it's enlightening. That's why I give them the opportunity to speak, because you know, we interact like, you know, we are brothers.
Okay,
you know,
exactly.
I don't handle them like they are children. I handle them because I like they are my brothers and sisters, and I want to listen to them. Whenever they have issues, they can reach to me anytime. They can call me, they can come to me and tell me, Collins, I'm going through this, I'm going through this.
Awesome.
So I give them that leeway. Yes, and we are able to solve their issues. The other thing now is, you know, we have a very long holiday coming up. From March, this March and April, children are going to be at home. You know, what kind of content are they consuming? So for us as Mtoto News, what we are doing currently is we have a training called that is called Sauti Zetu Journalism Training. This is where we train children, those who want to become journalists, and we also train them on advocacy. We train them on online safety, things like fake news and all that. If you ask these people today, they know how to identify fake news. They know which is a real story and which is a fake story. It's because they came to us, we did that training, and they understand that. So we want to spread this to the rest of the country. If you have children out there, we have a virtual training and a physical training. If you're in Nairobi, you're welcome to our offices. Register, and we'll be very happy to train your children on online safety, advocacy, journalism, and everything that pertains to children.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. 30 seconds each. How does it make you feel to be, you know, considered an adult and just be consulted? Because like he says, you come here, we talk about issues, you want to be addressed, and those, so you're not treated like children. You want that to be translated everywhere you go.
Yeah, like I want children to be visible. That's what we stand for at Mtoto News, making children visible. So when I'm here and then I'm being asked about my rights, about my issues, about what is affecting me, I feel represented. I feel like I am making an impact on the lives of children. I'm actually taking all the children in Kenya and then talking about what they're going through. And with that, the children also appreciate on what we're actually doing. And they feel like, you know, that Omar is there representing us about what we are going through. I'm pretty sure that thing will work. Exactly.
All right. Tell your next president what you want them to consider when they get into government, and what you feel like as a child he should actually be the #1 priority when it comes to you.
Like, let's do the reality, as I said before, because we promise this and this, but you're not actually making them happen. For example, they are always like, as I'm sorry if I'll be using the wrong language, condoms are free in Kenya, but not sanitary towels. So I'll wish all over the country sanitary towels to be free to all girls, because there are girls out there who are suffering a lot. They're using many means to get that sanitary towel. So may they make also sanitary towels to be free, not only condom. And then something else, like there are these rural areas whereby insecurity and all that. And let's just, the president, please just tighten the security so that we both can be educated, because there's a school that is not, it's worried, sick of doing the exams, and they are doing it.
All right.
So, yeah.
Now that is a message to the next president. Thank you so much, Sheila, for that. Now, Brian, I want to wind up with you. Moving forward, somebody is watching you tonight, and they probably you know, looking at you guys, and they're like, wow, I'd like to be that. What will you tell them? And also, in the question that I asked Omar, in terms of just being included on the table, moving forward, what kind of discussion would you like to see happen in this country when it comes to children?
Okay, so basically, to whoever child, as a child you're watching me, kindly, you are that child. Stand up and make them know you matter. And Brian, correction, I don't want to be considered an adult. I want to be considered a child that matters. Okay? And when it comes to involvement, I want all media companies to learn from organizations like Mtoto News. Children have content, kindly, and it's good content. We want to learn about our rights, we want to be advocated, and we want to make a difference in this country. After all, you as an adult were a child after all, still. As in, you are a child right now, you're making a difference. Imagine the kind of difference you would have made if you are realized and empowered early. So basically, shout out to Mtoto News for the amazing job, and to Look Up TV for considering us. As a child, stand up, rise up, make your own decisions. All
right, that does it for us. Thank you so much, Collins, Omar, Brian, and Sheila, for your time and just having this candid conversation with us. It is really important. It is enlightening, and I'm very proud of you guys with what you're doing. And in terms of just being courageous, and I'm looking forward to having you in this industry in future and just working together with you, sir.
Inshallah.
Yeah, this space is very big for us all. So you're all welcome. Thank you so much. It has been an awesome discussion. I have to say, this is one of the best discussions I've had in this career. I've been in this career for quite a while, and this is one of the best discussions I've had. Thank you so much for making time for us. That does it for us here on Lookup TV. I want to thank you so much for tuning in and sending your feedback. I'd like to go through some of them, but because of time, I'm not going to do that. Have yourselves a lovely night. On behalf of everybody that has made it a success, I want to thank you so much for watching. Let's do this again next time. My name is Brian Amuai. Our sign language interpreter has been Josephine Oko.